Good evening. Welcome to Trinity Presbyterian Church in Clearwater, Florida. I welcome all of you who are here in the sanctuary tonight. I welcome those of you who are joining us on Facebook Live and by YouTube. We're so glad you are here tonight. And wow, are you in for a treat tonight? The Festival Singers of Florida. We can't say enough about them, but we're going to hear them. And tonight's concert is A Footpath to Peace. It's a tribute to Rosemary Collins. Rosemary was our music director here at Trinity Presbyterian Church. And so this is a very special occasion for us. And we are so glad that it worked out that you all could do this concert here tonight in the very room where Rosemary sang her last public singing. And without further ado, excuse me, there is further ado. I just about forgot one of the most important things, the offering. You are invited to contribute to a love offering tonight to cover the expenses of this wonderful group. They've come from all over Florida here tonight. And so we're just asking you to make a contribution to the Festival Singers of Florida. If you write a check, make it out to them. Of course, they will accept cash. We do have plates at the back of the sanctuary at the center doors as you exit. And I think you all have a place to donate online as well at their website. So please support this group. And now, let the concert begin.
Lord. Good evening. My name is Jean Reynolds, and I think there's probably a lot of people in this room that also loved Rosemary Collins like I do. Rosemary is an incredible friend, a colleague, and an inspiration. And I can't tell you, I miss her fiercely, and certainly the emotions of the past year, there's lots of roller coasters, but I got to tell you, tonight is just one of joy. It's the feeling of joy, and remembering when I first met Rosemary, she was a student at Countryside High School. I was the choral director right over here at Clearwater High, and I think we met probably Allstate. We were doing something with Allstate, and right then I knew, wow, this is a great musician, and that fun spirit, oh my goodness. I mean, you could see it right then. Fast forward several years, and I get a call, and Rosemary wants to teach. And so I hired her, one of the best decisions I've made. So she started in elementary school for a year and then went to Safety Harbor Middle. And I can't even tell you, what she could do with middle school students would blow your mind musically. She was just amazing. And then, of course, at Clearwater High, she taught there and was near and dear to my heart. And so as I think of Rosemary, it's like, how do you describe that? Incredible musician, master teacher, visionary. She was our leadership in our district, and just such an integral part of the performing arts family in Pinellas County Schools. You know, there's nothing. You could call Rosemary, sure, I'll do that. She was just there. Everyone knew her, whether it's elementary, middle, or high. She was just there for everyone. Usually somebody that accomplished sometimes is not approachable, and boy, was Rosemary approachable. Just such a part of our family. And I think the reason she was part of our family is because family is so important to her. We are also honored tonight to have with us many of her members of her family. Her mother, Sid Caldwell, her husband, Stan Collins, daughter, Lindsay Collins. I know Griffin, her son, is at IU and with us in spirit, if not watching, and family members and relatives and cousins. And what we want to say from the performing arts family in Pinellas County Schools, and I think the Trinity family, thank you to their family for sharing Rosemary with us. I mean, we really, really appreciate you sharing her with us. You know, words don't really work when you try to talk about Rosemary Collins, and I think that's why, you know, the old expression that where words fail, music speaks. And that's why I'm so excited tonight. What could be better than to have a world premiere and have it to do with Rosemary? The only thing that maybe could be better is having another member of the performing arts family who wrote the piece. And even though he's moved on to college, I still think of him as one of our performing arts family. So I'd like to introduce you to the composer of the piece, Justin Havard.
Hi. So I taught in Pinellas County for 13 years, and the way Rosemary and I met was in the very first one of those years, I desperately needed help. And Rosemary was there, as she was for so many of us. As Jean said, she just kind of says yes, and she feels So, as Jean said, how do you express that except through music? It's hard to think of. Better? No? Okay. I'll be loud. I'll project. How do you feel that, Lloyd? How do you express how much she meant to you, except through music? Rosemary, I think of Rosemary, and it's hard not to think of music, and especially of song. She was such an incredible singer. She loved singing opera. She loved singing jazz. She loved singing music theater. And invariably, when I would go over to the Collins house, we would be singing all of those things. We'd stand at the keyboard. And so as we were thinking about a way to honor her, Dr. Fenton called me and said, well, we want to, Rosemary has such a void in the state for us as a profession, you know, in addition to the personal void she left in so many of our lives. We want to do something to commemorate her. And as we started thinking, well, maybe we'll arrange a jazz song, because Rosemary loved singing jazz songs. She loved Rosemary Clooney. And I went looking for a Rosemary Clooney song that would mean a lot, and they're all about, like, trying to get a guy or losing a guy. And so we started toying with the idea of, like, okay, well, why don't we have something composed on the In Paradiso text from the Latin Requiem, which is a mass for the dead. In Paradiso, may the angels sing you to rest, may they sing you to paradise. And that felt right. And I also liked the idea of using a little motif from a Rosemary Clooney song to start off the piece. And so if anyone knows the song Tenderly by Rosemary Clooney, the little fragment of a melody, the first line of that, is the inspiration for this piece. And it develops from there. And so that's how I got the idea. I'm not a composer. I do a lot of arranging, but I'm not a composer. But this one just kind of came to me. I was sitting in my house one night, and I just said, you know what? I think I'm ready to do this. And the whole thing came out in about 2 hours. And I think that was Rosemary. I think she was there with me, and that's how that came about. Whew, okay. So anyway, that's how this piece came about. And I'm so excited that Festival Singers is one to sing it because it's such a beautiful choir, and they mean so much to me as well. You can never sum up Rosemary. Hey, we're back. You can never sum up Rosemary in just one thing, and this is a simple piece. I tried to make something that I thought she would like, and that maybe one of her choirs could have done, but it is from the heart. So please enjoy.
opens your programs, and you'll see a little card. And if you can get that card out right now and think to yourself, am I a person who likes to write, or am I a person who likes to do things technology-wise? Clearly, I'm a right guy because I said technology-wise. But if you are a technology person, then you can look at the QR code and then fill out that information. And we would just really appreciate that. It just means we'll keep you up to date when we're in this area. A couple years ago, we sang in St. Pete, and we just want you to be a part of our community. If you are not a technology person, you can just write your information right there. We won't bother you except to say, this is what we're doing. And then as you exit, you can give those cards to the people who are also collecting money. And they like it best if you give them money and cards. So the happy collector is just the best collector. It really has been a joy to be here. I had the privilege of having Lindsay in class at Florida State. She was in summer camp also, and she was just this huge presence. I didn't know Rosemary very well, but I know I could tell a lot about Rosemary through her daughter. It was just a joy to have her, so it's been a really meaningful experience for me. It's also wonderful to hear beautiful stories about a teacher and the lives that she's touched. She's touched a lot of lives up here on stage. Like she was a cooperating teacher for people. So she just, you hear wonderful things about Rosemary all the time. And I'll continue to hear those wonderful things, I know. So that's your task. You are writing or you're doing the technology thing. And then we will continue singing our second half of the concert.
Good evening. Oh, good evening. All right. So, this next piece, I just want to tell you just a little bit about it, because this piece was written specifically for this group. 2 years ago, I guess it was 2 years ago, we were having discussions just about things that had been going on in the world, and there were a lot of questions. I don't really know what to do. I don't know how to feel. I kind of am feeling something, but I don't really know how to express it. And for this choir that has, for some time, has looked a certain way, if I can just be quite frank, they said, well, we want to do better. We want to be better. We want to use music as a way to do that. Can you write a piece for us? I was like, yeah, that'll be totally fine. But I can't write it because I'm not white. But I can write the music. Let me get some words from you. So this piece is mostly made up of actually words that came from this group. And you'll hear, just so you understand everything that's going on, at the very beginning of the piece, you're going to hear a lot that's happening, because there have been quite a few years where a lot has happened to particular groups of people, and some words have been shared, so you'll hear some of those words at the very beginning. It's going to be a lot that's happening. And toward the middle of the piece, things will calm down a little bit. You'll hear some questions. But are you different? We are different, yet the same. How could I have been so blind? The hurt and pain were there. The hatred was hidden. And then there'll be a moment where you won't hear any words. It'll just be a really quiet hum. And that is a time, not only for you, but also for us, to kind of ponder, what are the feelings that I have about anything? Are there places in my life where I actually am doing well and I can help others out? Yeah, we all have places like that. And so it's kind of thinking, what can I do? And then you're going to hear, towards the end of the piece, the choir is going to start saying, I am truly sorry. I am truly sorry. I will be where racism ends. We'll strive to be better. I understand your fears. We'll strive to be better. I acknowledge your pains. We'll strive to be better. I'll fight for your rights. I will stand with you. And then at the end, some people will actually literally speak some of these questions and some of the things that we think we might be able to do to help make this world a much better place. This is just one other way that we can be along that footpath to peace. This is I Will Stand With You.
Thank you for coming, everyone. Don't forget these offering plates at the door.